You are now tuned in
to Respect the DJs podcast.
Welcome to Respect the DJ podcast. I'm your host, DJ Junebug, alongside DJ Khaled.
Let's go.
Today's guest. Oh, by the way, we're in New York City, ain't Khaled?
Yeah, we're in
New York City.
We on location.
We're in New York City, matter of fact, and DJ Danny S and Triple Jet Studios. But
Fact,
getting back to our guest today, Brick City's own, no stranger to the rocking at any party, anywhere, from U.S. to the seas, overseas actually. He learned to perfect and master his craft while getting the opportunity to open up for Hot 97's own Cipha Sounds and Funkmaster Flex.
Don't get gassed.
He's responsible for some of the hottest mixtapes to hit the streets with the artists such as 50 Cent, Dipset, and D-Block.
Yeah.
He's one of the 8 DJs across the country to be involved with the Hennessy Black DJ Mixmaster program. The one, the only, the Mr. Motherfucking Shake the Block himself, Bobby
Shake
Trey.
Make a clap to this.
The Block. we made our own little drop because, you know.
I like that.
Shake the block. Yo, that's one of the hottest drops, yo.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
That shit, you feel that shit. You know what I mean? You feel like,
I'll be like shaking.
Yeah,
I'll be
you
the hardest shake.
That's funny that you say you feel it
yeah.
because I always when I made it, I did it purposely
Okay.
for people to feel it.
Feel it.
Like I at the time I was very, very competitive with a lot of different DJs. So I'm like, I need something to smack them. I was like, so if you rock with me, you're gonna celebrate. If you don't rock with me, you're gonna
Feel it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
No, it's
Yeah, one
it's,
for two.
It's one of those drops that I'm ready to put on a champion hoodie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the big hood and go out on the block and shake the fucking block.
block,
Yeah,
boy.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
genius drop, though.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
Thank you.
appreciate
When
it.
I called them up, I said, yo, I need the the drop.
He's like,
nah, we don't hand those
we
out.
don't get that.
I was like, yeah, I wanted to say, yo,
He was like, yo.
I could take it myself.
You
but
could,
I,
you
but,
could,
but
you
out of
could.
respect, because you know what I'm saying, we respect
Yeah.
the DJs, you know.
Yeah, nah.
We had Khaled do it.
No, we actually like I get people that hit me up like, yo man, you know DJ such and such. Like, now who's that? He playing a drop. I'm like, where you at?
Wow.
He's like, oh, it's some bar in some weird place. Boom, boom. I'm like,
Right.
what are you doing there? First of all,
Right.
and then like we normally send somebody out.
Right.
And then
Or
like,
take and shake
yeah.
that block.
So somebody send them out, or they do a FaceTime, and they be like, yo, you know him? I'm like, oh, what's up, man? He's like, yo, I'm sorry, my fault. Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah. I'm like,
wow.
no, it's cool, bro. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
right,
know,
right.
But you know, we just try
You
to
can't.
keep
No,
that.
you gotta keep it to the family.
Yeah,
Keep it to the family. Yeah.
In other words, Junior, he was telling you,
We're not there
we
yet.
ain't earned it yet.
Yeah, we ain't earned it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might need to Shake the Block podcast. You know what I'm saying? Family, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah,
Be under
man.
that
You know what I'm saying?
umbrella.
I'm doing another brother, you know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. Or Hennessy possible.
Anything is possible.
Stuff like that.
Word, so we appreciate you coming out, spending some time with us. You know, I mean, you could be someplace else, but you're here with us today.
Appreciate you
So
guys having me, man.
yeah, we'll go ahead and get this kicked off. So how'd you get your DJ name?
Wow, that's a good story.
Did it start like with other names, or
Nah, so
can you put your mic closer?
yeah, so I'm gonna tell you the crazy shit. So when I started working, before I opened for Flex, I used to be an intern. I used to be on the street team
Okay,
at Franchise.
Okay.
What? Not at
Franchise Records?
franchise records, yeah.
And I had to fill out an application. So at first I didn't even know that it was real. I just saw like a flashing thing on his website. It said, you want to be in the music business. I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
So I called because I was bored, and I'm like, hey man, I want to be in the music business. And they were like, oh, you mean the internship?
What
I'm
year?
like,
What year was this? I'm gonna show your age right
I
now.
can't even. To be honest, with you, I don't remember. I really don't remember the year. But yeah, I don't want to show my age either.
I think Franchise Records was like 90.
That wasn't that early, but it was definitely
98, I
early.
think?
But early 2000s.
It was like 99, 99 I thought it was. One day.
Yeah. So the person on the phone said, this is an internship opportunity. I said, oh shit. I said, all right, yeah, I want to do that. So I went up there, I had to fill out an application. But when I filled out my application, I put my government, Roberto.
Okay.
So I was Roberto in that office. And I never told anybody that I wanted to DJ. I just went to work and I just watched everything.
So you weren't DJing yet.
Nah.
Okay.
I've been DJing since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing anything reputable,
Okay.
anything that was like impactful.
All right.
I was still doing like house parties and like college parties or
Right,
like
right.
a high school party.
Right,
so
right.
like that Sweet 16s,
Right, right.
whatever.
Quinceañera, stuff like that.
Right,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of that. So the street team, everybody called me Roberto.
Mhm.
And when it took me like 2 years to get, it was a year. I worked for Flex for a year. I got fired. This is all just to tell my name
Mhm.
because
No, we need
It's
the,
good,
we need
it's
the
good,
story.
we're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
You got time. We got time.
Right, right,
So a year I worked for Flex. I got fired, and I met Cipha Sounds somewhere in between, and he was just like, "Oh, just come rock with me," because he didn't have anybody to help carry his crates. So I'm just
We
like,
all need those people.
right. So I'm like, nah, I got you. So I
Uh-huh.
carried his crates, and one day he said to me, "Say, you know, you don't have to carry my crates every day." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's just me and you." He's like, "And you're not gonna carry the crates." And he was just like, "Just bring your friends.
Mhm.
Then you don't gotta carry them." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yes.
So I brought my friends around, and we're at a party. Doo-Wop is DJing. It's in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Cypher's opening, and one of my friends, everybody's drunk. One of my friends said, well, "Why don't you let Roberto DJ?" And he was just like, "You DJ?" I was
Oh, so he didn't
"Yeah."
know you DJ yet?
No, I didn't tell anybody. He was just like, I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You just tell me I need an opener." So I started opening.
Dope.
I started rocking with him for like a year. He then brought me back to Flex for an opportunity because he needed some days off, and he wanted me to fill in, answering the phones at the station and ordering the sandwiches.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Interning.
Right.
Yeah.
Flex still, at this point, Flex has never even spoken to me, still. And he realized that I was a hustler,
Okay.
and I helped him get his mixtapes out. So so then he offered me a job. No longer an intern, I'm in his office.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I said, the only way I'll leave my current job, because I had a current job while I was interning,
Okay.
is if you match my pay. 2, I want to open up for you. And 3, I want to work here on the days that Cypher's not here, doing the same shit. I'm still Roberto. On the mixtapes, he would shout Roberto. Like, for the mix, if you want mixtapes, call Roberto. He handles business.
Right.
He would shout me in the radio, shout to Roberto handling business. Now, I'm opening for him without a DJ name. Because I still didn't have a DJ name.
And you opened for Cipha too, right? Before, right?
Yeah, but I
You
was
had a
just,
DJ name, right?
I wasn't allowed to speak on the mic.
Right.
So I was just like, coming from Jersey, I played house music at one point, and you would just say your name. So it'd be like DJ Roberto Morales.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the house.
Right.
DJ
that was the
names,
house
yeah,
DJ's name.
yeah.
So like there was no Bobby Trends yet.
Right.
But Trends comes from graffiti days because I used to write graffiti. So I wrote Trends 1.
Okay.
And in my neighborhood, they called me Little Bobby because Roberto,
Roberto,
Robert,
Robert, right,
Bobby,
right.
right? Because there was a big Bobby and I was
Little Bobby, yeah.
Right. So as I'm opening for Flex, and Frank Jugga would be on the microphone,
Rest in peace.
and he'd just be like, "Rest in peace, Frank." He'd be like, "Bro," he's like, "You getting hot. You need a DJ name, Roberto." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna start calling you Roberto Fantastic." And I'm
Going
just,
mad old school.
and I'm just like, Roberto
Where
Fantastic.
the
I'm
fuck that came
like,
from?
you can't do that, man. Are you crazy? And he was like, "Well, you gotta figure it out. It gets interesting." So Cypher's with me in my hood one day. He's in Newark, New Jersey. I forgot why he was in Newark with me. And we pick up one of my boys, and he was like, "Bobby," and he was just like, "Yo, you call you Bobby?" I'm just like, that's what they call me in my neighborhood. We go somewhere else, somebody else call me Trends, and he was just like, "Fuck is Trends?" I'm not. I used to write graffiti, man. So Trends. That's in this part of the neighborhood they call me Trends. Over here they call me Bobby.
Yeah.
And then my other friend will call me both.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Yo, Trends, Bobby, Trends,"
Right.
and he was just playing around.
Right,
And
right.
Cypher was like, "Yo, that should be a DJ name."
Bobby Trends. Wow.
Bobby Trends. I was like, that shit sucks. I was like, nah. I was like, Bobby Trends, you bugging. I'm like, oh, Bobby Trends, that's a whack ass name. And so at this time, I made friends like Mr. C, like DJ Premier.
Mm-hmm.
These were my friends. I asked Premier. He called me Roberto. Mr. C called me Roberto. I was like, what do you think about Bobby Trends? Premier was like, that's just fire. I was like, you think so? He's like, yeah. I said, I don't know. I asked Mr. C. Mr. C was like, man, my name sucks. He was just like, it's not the name, it's what you make of it.
Right.
So,
Right.
so that was the birth of Bobby Trends.
So once they gave the green light, both of them, he said, fuck,
But everybody was still calling me Roberto. They wasn't giving me the respect.
Oh.
It
And
was
I
already
had-
habit, though.
I had
That's
to
what it
earn-
was.
earn-
Yeah.
I had to earn the
earn it.
respect. So I got a Yankee fitted, and I got Bobby Trends embroidered on the back. I'm in the elevator, 97 Flex is like, Bobby Trends. Fuck is that? I'm like, that's my DJ name. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. I was like, so stop calling me Roberto on
Yeah,
air.
it's time to start calling me my alter ego.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So then he was still like on air. He was like, man, the mixtape is out. Call Roberto, handling business. And I'm just like, Flex. He's like, I'm sorry, Bobby Trends. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the beginning, man. Yeah.
That's dope. That's a good. I mean, that's a
That's a great story.
great story. You know what I'm
Nobody,
saying?
people don't know that story.
Well, that's what's up. That's what we're looking for because
Yeah.
it deserves to be heard.
Now
And
everybody's gonna be calling me Roberto.
Roberto.
They're gonna be calling me Little
Bobby.
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 They're gonna call me Roberto. Don't call me Roberto Fantastic. That's
Bobby the Builder.
Bob the Builder.
Roberto
oh my
Trends.
God.
Yeah, I mean,
all of that. I
they
get
got
all of
it.
that. Robert Trends. I
Robert
get all of
Trent,
those.
that's what's up,
crazy,
though.
man.
A great story,
Yeah,
man.
crazy.
Especially if you get co-signed by Premier.
Yeah,
and Mr. C.
that's
C.
that's
You know what I
the
mean?
when I say it gets interesting, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
I mean, those are two legend.
Legends.
And I just
Legends.
met all of those guys while I was interning for
Interning.
Flex and then working for Flex and then also
Right.
being
Right.
around Cipha. I met all those guys and they just took to me.
So to go on off of that, all you young cats need to see the value in doing internships. You know what I mean? It's not you working for free, but think about the networking, the relationships, and what you're gonna build and what eventually you're gonna get out of that.
So
You know what I mean? So salute to you for putting in that groundwork and doing and starting from the bottom.
right.
You know what I mean? A lot of kids nowadays don't want to do that. They,
But it's crazy how like if you listen to what I just said, how like I ended up becoming an intern for Flex. It was really like it was guys calling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like I saw something flashing on the screen that said, if you want to be, I just.
Well, and why were you fired from Flex the first time?
he wasn't gonna let that go. He was letting you finish. You know what I'm saying?
I got into a physical altercation with the garage attendant,
Gosh,
and it didn't end up too good for him.
okay.
Okay.
So
He shook the block.
He shook. He
early
shaked
before,
up the block.
before the block was shaking.
He shook the block.
Crazy.
That's what's up. So, you said you was already DJing. So, did you have a mentor, or what made you want to start DJing?
I wanted to start DJing because my sister, who's 3 years older than me, she had just graduated 8th grade, and she asked my mom if she could throw a house party, and she knew that I was already in love with music, so she wanted me to help pick the music, pick the records.
Playlist. Okay.
Playlist.
Right, so vinyl. So we went to the store. I picked like 4 or 5 records, and we had like this record player, with the 2 cassette decks and the receiver. And everybody, like there was like 7 people, 8 people there, and they were just like, "Man, you gonna keep playing the same 5 records over?" It was like dirty version, clean version, edit, acapella, instrumental, flip it over, remix, but
Dub.
it was bad.
Taking up time. Yeah.
Right. And then it started to get a little crowded, and this kid walks in from up the street. His name was Bass. He was the DJ, like from the block, I guess.
Right, block, the neighborhood.
Right. And he was just like this. He was like this fly dude. He always dressed, dressed fly. Like he was just like one of them guys. He walked down the street, just walked a certain way, jewelry, the kicks, everything.
Had the swag.
swag.
Yeah.
Always had a shape up. And he comes in and he's like, "Where's the DJ at?" And he was like, "No DJ." He was like, "Man, I'll be right back." So he brought this 15-inch woofer, just like the gray.
Great carpet.
The
gray
Gemini
carpet.
joint. The
So,
Gemini
yeah.
joint.
Yeah.
Gemini
Great
joint.
carpet, black front.
The tweeters and all that shit.
Connected the tape deck and put his mixtapes on. And everybody and it was like graffiti all on the mixtape. It was fire. And everybody just started dancing. It was one of those parties where the walls were sweating.
Okay, dope.
And him and his boys were sitting there like this.
Yeah, I
the
did
whole
that.
time.
I did that.
Right?
Yeah.
And my sister's friends were all on them.
The groupies.
So I'm sitting there. I'm this little boy. I'm just like,
I want that.
I want that. It was just like.
So do you want the girls being to the DJs that you're sitting back?
It was the
so when you come with-
combination.
It was a
combination
mixture.
mixture.
It was a
I was like,
mixture.
I love
the music. You love music.
I was like, I love
and
music.
you love females. So
and
you
if
love
I
the
could
group.
play music and
You get that reaction for females.
come on.
Yeah.
I was
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah, I was
like that commercial.
Check.
Win-win-win-win.
Check.
I was a nasty little 10-year-old. You know what I mean? Shit.
Let me find out you was a little kid on see your age on this right here. You had the box with the knob, the Cablevision box, and you would put it on channel J.
No, I didn't have that one.
Yeah,
I had the thing where you had to hold the buttons together if you wanted to watch the Playboy channel. You press all three.
Special code.
Yeah,
There's special code.
for those that may know and don't know, Channel J used to play the Robin Bird show, right? And it used to be staticky. Yeah.
Yeah,
It used to
What's
be
the Robin
static.
Bird
You gotta
show?
put it
I
in
don't know the
between.
Robin
Yo,
Bird
look
show.
that up. Look that up. Robin Bird show. She was on. It was on Cablevision before Spectrum and all that shit. And you had the knob with the A to Z and Channel J, and the shit would be squiggly. You might get a shot of a titty, you know what I mean, every like couple seconds, but
That'd be in between the channels.
you
to
know
get
what I
it,
mean? But it'll be, you know what I mean, like squiggly because we didn't have the subscription to the channel, but it still wasn't completely blocked out.
Yeah, have a titty.
My bad, y'all. Show them out.
Showing
my
you a
age
titty guy.
and showing my
crazy.
pervertedness.
Yeah, look crazy.
That's what's up, yo. I know you had that channel. Don't be trying to front about it.
Nah, I'm not
No,
trying to
he
say,
said
man.
he had the code buttons.
Yeah, he was like Morse coding and shit. Like
It's some other shit.
He was mixing some shit.
No, I remote.
he was transforming. He was practicing transforming.
I remote definitely had a wire.
Boy.
Yeah, that's some old shit.
Do you remember what year you became an official pit bull?
I could try to figure it out.
Or how do we get there?
How do we get there? Okay. So at the time, the pit bulls, we had, it was Frank Jugger, it was Big Cap, it was Cipha Sounds.
Rest in peace, Big Cat.
Rest in peace, Big Cap, and Frank. Wow.
Yeah, Frank.
Of course, Flex. I think DJ Scratch, and the DJ Twins,
Okay.
which was Redman's DJs.
Right.
And when I started working in Flex's office, as like I was bringing money in,
Okay.
you know, like he valued that, so we became close. And he would come to me and ask me, like, who do you think should be the next pit bulls? And I'm sitting there like, me?
Like, hey, guy, I'm right here.
I'm like, you know,
Lil Bobby, I'm here.
I'm like, damn, like what? Like, why is he asking
Right.
me who?
Should be next.
So, so like that's when we put guys like Khaled on. We put a couple guys on.
Nasty, your Nasty. There was a pit bull
Nasty.
from Orlando.
Yeah.
Nasty. That was all around the same time.
Yeah. I think that happened at, was it Nasty or Khaled? I think because I remember at Make Show Power Summit in Puerto Rico. I saw Nasty and Khaled. It might have been speaking with you maybe, but they were talking about it at that time.
Yeah. So I mean, I got so much stories about how all that shit happened.
Yeah.
But finally, it was just like I was going hard, man. Like I was already headlining my own parties.
Right.
Like you know,
And
just
still
like,
open up for Flex.
Yeah, like it was just like open flex, and I you know, I was killing.
Putting in work,
You
yeah.
know, and it was around the time. So the mixtapes ended, and the car show started,
Okay.
and I went from mixtapes to now I got to run the car shows.
Right.
So the car shows happened, and damn, I'm losing track of.
And the mixtapes was kind of they were dope.
Oh no, so here we
Larry
go.
the Tunnel, stuff like that. Those.
Yeah.
So
Missions.
he wanted to put more DJs on, and he knew that I was going hard, and he was just like, the music business was in a weird place at the time.
Right.
Like record companies were closing, they were
Right.
merging. It
That's
was a
when
lot going
the
on.
MP3s and all that stuff
Right.
started taking over, yeah.
And he said it's gonna get worse. He was like, "Yo, man, let's just do this car show shit." I was like, "Flex, you trying to lead a DJ game?" He was like, "Eventually, man, I want to ride off in the fucking sunset."
Right.
He was like, he said, "I want you to be CEO of the company." And I was just like, "Flex, that's not why I sacrificed everything. I sacrificed to be in automotive business. I just know about cars because I used to steal them. I'm from Newark, New Jersey.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I just, he was like, "So this DJ thing is like what you really want to do?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay." He's like, "I wanted to know if you want to be a pit bull." I was just like,
About time.
I was
Fuck.
like, come on. I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, "I understand what it is to want to do what you want to do." He was like, "I already been, like, I've had the Tunnel nightclub. I've had
Right.
gold albums. I had a
Right.
platinum album. I had mixtapes.
Right.
Biggie said my name in the song.
Right.
I'm in this video, that video. I'm in,
Yeah.
all this shit. Like, I already did it."
Yeah.
He was just like, "So I understand." He's like, "I'm not going to stop you from doing what you want to do." So welcome to the team. I was like, fire. He put me, Bobby Connor's job, and Jazzy Joyce on at the same time.
Dope.
Dope.
You used to have a show on Hot 97, and I wasn't living here no more. I was living, in Orlando. I used to come out here. All my brothers used to send me tapes, and you, Cass One, and Big Ben had a show together.
Big show.
Yo,
Fire.
and you had
Fire show.
we talked about the Big Ben a couple of days ago.
Big Bun.
Big
Yeah,
Ben.
Big Ben. Yeah, last night.
I just said Big Bun.
No, Big Ben.
Big Bun.
Big Ben last night. He said you
Last
had
night,
what do you
right.
call it, the big girl
Big
check-in. or
Girl
something?
chicken.
Yeah, the
Talk
Big
to us
Girl
about
chicken
that,
was
yeah.
fire. That shit was fire.
I want to hear your side of that.
Yeah, I don't even know why we started that. It was crazy. I'm just like, man, we gotta do something different. We was always just trying to come up with, with a
Right.
theme or whatever. And I was like, man, nobody showed the big girls love, man. Like we should do like a big girl.
You
check.
used that record too. With the
Oh,
big
watch
girls.
out
at-
for the
with
big girls.
Watch out for the big girls.
Watch out for the
I,
big girl.
I think it was. I probably played the record and was just like, "Hey, man. Matter of fact,
Let's do a
big
segment.
girls, call up." Like just because we was always just freestyling
Right.
things, and then it just turned into something. So they would. I'd be like, "Hot 97. It's the big girl check-in. What's your weight? Where you from? What's your name?" And they be like, "I'm 325 pounds. My name is Kim." And it's all in my belly and in my ass. And we be like, oh, shit. But we caught a lot of flack off of that because people would like hit us up too. It's like, yo, why y'all making fun of these big girls?
girls.
I was like, we're not.
They make fun of
Showing them
themselves,
love,
right?
yeah.
Showing them
I said,
love.
we showing them love, B. Like, we also did a White Castle check-in. Like, cause people go to White Castle like late night. And it's like, yo, what White Castle you at?
That'd be us.
And they would hit us
That'd
up.
be us.
Exactly. I know every White Castle in the tri-state area.
They just
I know
finally
all them
opened one up in
shits.
Orlando
Yeah, I heard.
for the
I heard.
first time.
My brother lives in Tampa, so he
Tampa,
drove
okay.
to Orlando
Oh,
to get
wow.
White Castle. That's crazy.
It's not far from our house, luckily. So
That's
Go to the
crazy.
club and
we
oh
wind
shit,
up
it's White
there.
Castle now. So we go to White Castle.
That's where we have our meetings at.
Yeah,
At
White Castle.
really?
Yo, you don't understand. We used to have this shit called Crystals.
Crystals.
Okay, so I've been there since '93, and it was called Crystals.
Yeah.
Same size burger, and nasty as fuck.
Yeah, it just didn't.
You had to
it just
tell
didn't
them
hit.
light on the sauce, no fucking mustard, to get it close enough to a White Castle.
That's crazy.
Yes, you could buy it at the grocery store. The box ain't the same. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to J1s. You know J1s?
J1s.
DJ J1s. That sounds
No,
familiar.
not
yeah.
DJ. Just J1s. He was running with Khaled for a while. He was his road manager.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't
okay.
know J1.
Yeah, J1's my brother, man. He for some reason because he lives in Miami. Whenever I go out there, he's like, "Yo, man,
We're in White Castle.
remember the White Castle check-in?" I'm like, "Damn, why you still like crazy?"
So
man.
we finally got one after freaking 30 years later.
That's nuts.
So
Yeah,
we do the White Castle runs.
we do it. Yeah,
For our
we do
meetings.
runs. Yeah, facts.
They got Impossible burgers. I'm a vegan now, so
Okay.
So I still go to White Castle to get my Impossible.
What made you
burger.
change to that?
Oh man,
Life?
I always wanted to do it. And then I got sick, and it just everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Fat Man
Right.
Scoop called me, and he was like, "Yo, I heard you in the hospital." He was just like, "I'm gonna put you with this guy,"
Mhm.
and the guy ended up being a guy that used to cook for Dr. Sebi.
Dope.
That is the guy that's the alkaline.
Yep. Rest in peace to Dr.
Peace to Dr.
Sebi.
Sebi.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So I was just on the phone with him today. I speak to him. It's been 2 years, and I speak to him at least once a week. Still,
wow.
he's like my homie now. Like, so he showed me how to do it the right way. Cause I always wanted to do it, but I was like, man, I don't want to do it the wrong way. I want to do it the right way. So
Right.
he showed me the right way to do it, and it's been nonstop.
That's good. That's
Gives me,
good.
gives me a lot of energy. It, gives me clarity.
Clarity.
Like a lot has changed since then. So
That's good. That's good. Good
love
for you,
it.
man. Good for you,
I
man.
love it. Thank you, man.
Being on both sides of the table,
Mhm.
which is more important, the DJ or the promoter?
What's more important?
Mhm.
Man. I mean, I'm a DJ and a promoter, so
Right, so
you
it's
know,
both
like
sides
I
of the
feel
table,
like I feel like the DJ can. It's easier for the DJ to learn how to promote than the promoter to learn how to DJ, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Because we also see now a lot of promoters trying to become DJs.
Right.
You know.
and they do, some do. Well, when you say important, so now,
Right. So
Important to the nightlife.
night.
no, I think they're equal.
Equal.
I think they're equal, because I mean, everybody has to have a job.
Right.
You know, like, the bottle girl's important too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially now, like back in the day, it was the promoter just promoted, and now the DJ has to promote also,
Also.
Yeah.
and the bottle girl got to promote.
Yep.
So we all have become promoters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Not the same check, but everybody becomes a
yeah,
promoter.
I think for nightlife, I think I think it's equal.
Equally
Equal.
important.
Yeah, I think it's equally important.
So being with with DJ crews and stuff like that, what made you decide to start the Shake the Block crew?
So before it was a DJ team, it was already a crew.
Okay.
It was just like a bunch of dudes that
In Newark.
not
Not
even.
Newark, just a bunch of dudes. Okay.
Nah, it was mostly guys from the Bronx and East New York.
Okay.
You know, it was just like a bunch of my guys, man. I have family in all the boroughs as well, so
Okay.
so that's how I
That helped out.
You know,
Shake
yeah.
the blocks, different blocks.
yeah, man. And eventually, a DJ made it to the team. His name is Mikey Hex from Uptown, from Harlem, 145th. And when I put him on the team, I said, I'm not putting you on as a DJ. I'm putting you on as family. Like, a DJ team can't be just me and you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
so, and he was still like very, very, very like up and coming. Like, he told me later that he was about to quit. He told me like 2 years later, I was about to quit. You actually got me to stay in the game and work. So I did that, and then around that time, downtown Manhattan parties were suffering, and I decided to go uptown. At one point in New York City, like history of like nightlife, if you were a DJ that DJ'd in the boroughs, it was frowned upon.
Right.
It was just like you got to be in Manhattan, like downtown DJ.
To be it. Yeah.
Right. But if you DJ anywhere else, then you was just like a local DJ, right? And when downtown got messed up, then all of the boroughs started to rock, but uptown had it. So now I'm meeting DJs from uptown, and I just took a liking to them. The next one was DJ Hova, and it was DJ Cass, Scooby Doo Pop Pop, and Big Reef from Brooklyn. And Big Reef was just somebody I'd known for a long time, and I was just like, come on in. I met Hova, I loved his style. Cass, I always knew he was gonna be a star.
Right.
And it just happened organically. And I even said to them, this is not a DJ team.
Right. It's family.
Now it's like 5 DJs, but it's 200 members, because the other members are really like, it's like people that just were very passionate about what they do. So I had tattoo artists, graffiti artists, I had BMX guys, I had skateboarders, I had motorcycle stunt guys, and goons.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of like, it was just people that supported each other and that we just rocked with each other.
Dope.
So then during the pandemic, during the quarantine, I had a lot of time to think, just like everybody else. And I started to pay attention to DJs that were still, I saw DJs falling apart. And then I saw DJs actually
Took
stepping
advantage
up.
of it. Right. Took advantage of the
Right.
lockdown.
And it was inspiring to me. And because I saw the hunger, and it made me feel like when I first started, how hungry I was.
Yeah.
Because when I first started with Flex, I was broke, and I functioned. You know what I'm saying? Like I figured
Made
it
it
out.
happen.
So I'm watching these guys, like work hard, and I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna make this a real team. The reason why I never wanted to make a team in the beginning, because I knew that it would be a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, for myself, man, I still got a lot I want to do for myself.
Yeah.
So like, how do I do this? But I had time to think, and I put it together. So I grabbed the next group, and now we're here.
And how many members
And-
are now?
It's 18.
18 members?
Yeah, 18. And we and it's just it's still growing,
Right.
like and it's I put my Miami guys on next. During the quarantine I actually thought about putting on members from other states, other markets.
Yeah.
So I had like my list of guys.
Right.
And I was doing my research, so I literally like just been watching DJs for like a year, 2 years.
Dope.
And
Real great.
and then I kind of like started to like hit them up in the DM first, see if they were even following me. Some of them
Right.
were, some of them weren't,
Right.
and start a relationship. And then eventually it was just like, yo, what's up?
Right.
'Cause I don't like just putting people on. Like I feel like I need to like get to know you.
Yeah,
and,
build a
like,
relationship.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
want to know what kind of person you are. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, yeah. So and it is not about being like the best DJ, the biggest DJ. It's about being hungry, and I can tell that that there's room for growth. That you care, that you love it, that you're passionate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Shake the Block is about. It's about being passionate. It's about going above and beyond. It's about, you know what I'm saying, leaving an impression. You know what I'm saying?
I know Flex is your brother.
Yeah.
He wears the Shake the Block
The
all the
chain.
time.
Yeah,
the
man,
chains
he
that-
reps so
that's-
hard.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
He's the official member too. Then.
Yeah. No, he's one of the 18.
He's 118. Okay.
Yeah, one of the 18.
See, I never knew that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know he was.
I knew. Like I said,
I know he
knew,
repped it
I
and
knew you and him
supported
had exactly
Right.
right. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I never inducted him.
No. Okay.
It was just like, hey
like, I'm
man,
down.
all
Yeah,
right, let's do
right.
it. He was like, I want a chain.
Right.
I was like,
Okay.
all right, let's do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna tell you a good story in the beginning. So like when I first came up with Shake the Block, I first used to just say it. I have a 17-year-old intern that said it to me. He was just like, yo, I listened to you on the radio last night. You was shaking the block. I was like, what'd you say?
What? It resonated.
And I was like, man, because when I got to Hot 97, I was already rocking in the clubs. But when I got to Hot 97, I felt like the smallest DJ in the world again,
Right,
because you had Clue, you had Envy, you had Green Lantern, you had Nuff, C, Flex, Slay, Who Kid,
Camilo.
Yeah. I'm just like, damn, it was a lot. So how am I gonna stand out? And it was Bobby Condas, who everybody always confused me with,
Right.
because we were both on Sundays, and it was like Bobby Chunks, Bobby Condas, and I'm like, how am I gonna stand out? And then when my young boy said that, I was just like, man, I'm gonna start saying that this Friday. And I was like, man, I'm shaking the block. I want to know what blocks I'm shaking. Call me up 1-800-223-9797.
Dope.
And they started calling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like,
Perfect marketing. It's just,
Yeah, it was.
but then I
He was paying
realized,
attention. He was paying attention, right?
I realized that it was for the people.
Right.
That's why it's impactful. If you really think about it, it's not about me. It's bigger than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when I saw those phone lines light up, I'm like, damn. When I'm walking down the street and people are like, yo, Bobby Trent, shake the block. Yo, I'm from Tremont Ave. Why would you? I didn't even ask you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
They want to be
They
heard.
pay attention. They
though.
want to be
you
heard.
know what I'm saying? So like, I just knew it was big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, man, I need to make a drop.
Right.
And I knew what I wanted to sound like. I wanted to hit hard. Like, I wanted to impact. I wanted people to feel it. And we were saying behind the scenes, I'm gonna say it again, but you know, like I wanted the competitors to feel it in their chest. Like on some, damn, he ain't going nowhere, man. Like, he's here. We've been trying to get him, man. Like, we can't get rid of this guy. This shit just smacked me. And for the people that, my supporters, they're like clapping their hands. They're like, wow, like, you know, on some hero shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, that's just, man, I love what has become.
Right. And besides Shake the Block, are you on another DJ crew? So I know Flex has a crew.
The
too,
digital
right?
DJ.
The digital,
yes, sir.
okay. That's
Digital.
well, that's his third
Oh,
group or
I'm
his
sorry.
second?
1 second. I forgot to tell you the most important part of the story. My ADD kicked in. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
So now I got the drop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the drop on the radio, and it's my voice.
Mm-hmm.
Flex. He did something. He's going crazy on a Monday night. I'm in the barbershop on the Tuesday, and they're like, yo, Flex, he's shouting you out. He said you're going to be on his show Friday. I'm like, what? I don't know what he's talking about.
I didn't even know.
So I called him. I said, Flex, what's going on? He was like, you ready for Friday? We're going to shake the block. I was just like, what? He was like, he said, man, I was talking mad shit yesterday. You going to handle my light work, man, on DJs. All these, man, I don't even need to, you know what I'm saying? You do that. I'm like, all right, bet. So I came on Friday, and as I'm driving in, I hear him hitting the drop. I'm just like, yo, Flex hitting the drop. This is crazy. And I walk in, he was like, do you know what this is? I was like, that's big. He was like, nah, I don't think you understand how big this is. He was like, you remember the Flex Bomb? I'm like, you still play the Flex Bomb? He's like, you know how impactful it was in the beginning? I'm like, yeah. He was like, after that, the biggest drop after that was Cipha, don't get gas.
Don't get gas, yeah.
And I was like, it's true, because when I would walk with Cipha, people would yell, Cipha, don't get gas. And we just sitting there laughing. He was like, I feel like every 10 years or 7 years, like a big drop comes.
But he has another big drop too. The Hot with Stern drop.
Yeah, but those are more like radio station
beds,
like
fillers.
beds,
Yeah.
sweepers.
Sweepers,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, so Flex said to me, can I have the drop? I was like, no.
Damn, you told Flex
So
though.
I'm glad.
I said,
I'm not the only
we don't
one.
feel bad
I
now.
don't feel bad
No,
now.
we don't feel bad.
See, now you don't feel
I don't
bad.
feel bad.
I said,
Flex
Flex,
said, no,
got
I gotta
we
know
got no-
too. We equal.
We good. We good. We still family. We good.
I said, Flex, you can have that drop, man. He was just like, come on, man, it's me. And I'm just like, Flex, no, I know what this means. I'm on the radio once a week. You're on the radio 6 days a week. You're gonna own it.
Own this shit.
And I'm like, let me rock, man. I was like, I need this. He was just like, all right. You know.
So how did he get the block? I mean, how did he get the drop though?
So years later,
No. But I'm talking about doing that when you was driving to the station. You said you heard the
because
drop.
it was in the system, in the radio station
so
system.
so you deleted it, I guess, afterwards that meeting.
No. People just knew not to.
He still
'cause
needs it. You know what I
Everybody
mean?
got
No.
their.
No. I'm saying, but like example, Flex was playing it right
Yeah,
before
yeah.
he got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know back in the days, people used to steal shit from the studio all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. It's just like in the studio is pretty, like, security's crazy at High 97, first of all. Like, you got to get a background check to go up there and everything. It's kind of crazy. So everybody got their DJ bank in the computer.
Okay.
And it was just like it was the respect. Like, you don't
You don't
like,
go to
You don't go
gonna
to your bank. Okay.
I'm not going to drop a flex bomb.
Right.
I'm not going to hit a Cypher, don't get gas. I'm not going to hit a heavy hitter
Right.
drop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was very, like, we all kind of, it was
Respectful.
like an unspoken
Right.
law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so he just.
So how did he
hit
get
his
the? So how did he get it to play before you got there?
He went to his bank.
He went to
the
my bank.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The studio shit.
Flex was like, "Where's that shit at? I know that shit is in here."
But around that time too, if I filled in for Flex,
Uh-huh.
I'd be like,
Drop the bomb.
Flex, I'm gonna borrow your bomb. Because it's your show, but I want to do it on my own show.
No, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I couldn't wait to fill in for Flex. I'm like, man.
Dropping that shit.
I'm like, shake the block, shake the block, boom, all together. It's like a nuclear war, like together. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shaking the world.
Yeah, but then, like, eventually he was just like, man, like, yo, man, like, the logo came later.
Right.
And because shout to Siraj as Takeover Sneaker Store. Now it's something else. It's Sneaker Room, I think it's called.
Okay.
So influential sneaker store in Jersey. He's from Jersey City, matter of fact.
I might know him.
Yeah, you might know him. So,
I'm not a big sneakerhead, so I might not know him.
okay.
Sorry that.
So I went to his store and he had a New Era hat that said Takeover, and it was a New Era hat.
One of Bayonne, a Burger Line.
He was
Right.
over there.
Yeah, I've been there before.
But now at the time he was in Montclair.
Montclair, okay.
I lived closer to there. So he was just like, I was like, yo, how'd you get that New Era hat with your logo? He was like, oh, some custom shit. He was like, oh, you want to do a Bobby Trent's hat? I'm like, no.
Nope.
I want to do a Shake the Block hat. And he was just like, you should do Bobby Trent's hat. I'm like, no.
I don't want that.
I'm like, I want people to wear my hat.
Right.
So, like, I'm going to make it, like, on some fashion shit.
Right.
So he was like, you got a logo? I was like, nah. I was like, damn, I want that shit to look like what it sounds like.
Right.
So if you look at it, you hear it.
Yeah.
And when you hear it, you see
You
it.
just got the
Right.
big words, the shake, the
Right.
block big, and then the small words.
But
in
you
between.
feel me? Like,
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
it's marketed
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
it's
So-
strong.
Strong. It's simple.
Yeah.
Not too much,
Too much
detail.
going on. Yeah.
So what's going on? But it stands out.
It's bold.
Right. Bold. Right.
Best way you can do it. It's bold.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we went simple with the logo and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the logo.
beautiful. I love that.
Thanks,
That's why the
appreciate
first
it,
thing
man.
I said,
Thank
I'm
you.
like, man, that logo's fire.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I'm having fun, man. I like this.
thank
Yeah,
you.
no,
No,
that's what it's about.
we having fun.
Yeah.
Somebody
that.
said to me the other day that I need to tell my story.
No, here it is.
I forgot who it was. Somebody said, like, damn, man, you gone through a lot. You've been through a lot, and you've done a lot. Like, somebody need to hear your story.
Right.
Because it's like people hear the name Bobby Trends and they know Shake the Block.
Right.
They know Flex and they know all the DJs.
Right.
But, like, how the fuck did you get here?
Yeah. Sometimes
Right.
people
You know what I'm
think.
saying?
Sometimes people think you just showed up.
Yeah, you showed up.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. Bobby
He didn't
Trends.
come. I just showed
I'm
up.
shaking the
Yeah.
block
I'm here.
now.
Everybody got a story, man.
Yeah.
Everybody got their
And everybody
pain.
put in work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the
You
most
said the word
important
too,
thing.
the pain.
The pain.
There's
the
a lot of pain
A lot
into
of
this
pain.
DJ
Yeah.
thing.
Lot of-
the late nights,
Word.
the
Late
different ladies, the
Yeah,
different
baby mamas.
dramas. Or
Yeah.
We know.
We
We got
know.
three. I got three. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
we got
God.
a team right now.
I got two.
Hey, so you part of this
You was there.
statistic?
You was there.
Yo, catch up. What you waiting on?
'Cause I'm done.
And I met both my baby mamas in the club.
Hey, we'll get to that later on. All right, so you rejected Flex, and then after
Damn, why you say it like that?
Wait, Flex and June Bugs are good.
that, right, Flex and
I
G-Bug,
feel equal to
good.
Flex now.
Right, facts. But it's all about what you. It's not what you say, is how you say.
No,
it.
how you say it, right?
So I
right.
mean, so he gave you like, nah, I don't.
But
get
you know what I
that.
respect though? So before I called you, I forgot Five Venom was actually in California already. So the time change already. So before I hit you, because we were trying to get everything ready for the trip,
Yeah.
so I hit a 5. I'm still waiting for a phone call back.
Well, he's in Rolling Loud right now. He's in Rolling
but
Loud.
that's the reason why I excused him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it shows you as well, though. I know he's busy and stuff like that, but the team knows, the family knows. You just don't give it out, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the damn text. I'm waiting for the damn text and say, yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Rolling Loud finishes what, Sunday?
Finishes Sunday,
Sunday,
but
right.
you know he's doing a lot
No,
of
it's
after
fine.
parties and
It's
stuff
fine.
like
You know,
that. Yeah,
I give to like 2 more weeks. I give
yeah.
to
No, because now they rolling.
no, rolling shit.
They literally rolling.
He gonna hit me back up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
That's
Five
how-
Venoms, man.
Exactly.
So, how did the hosting gigs come about for you, like with ESPN and Spike TV?
Oh wow! So that was actually during the automotive thing that we was doing. So the car show started, and the car show turned into a tour, and then just Flex, man. He's a beast, man. He was just like, man, I'm trying to get paid. So like, you know, it turned into, so he started getting sponsors for the tour.
Okay.
And then it was just like Nick Cannon called him. Nick Cannon called him and said,
Talk about baby mamas, huh?
damn, no, he's the king.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon called him and said, remember Nick Cannon was at Nickelodeon at the time.
Yeah.
So Nick was like, hey man, the president, I think it was the president of Nickelodeon was leaving to go to, there was a network called the Nashville Network,
Yes.
TNN.
Yes.
And he said that he's gonna turn it into Spike TV.
Dope.
It's a men's network, and they want to do an auto block. So that started, and because I was Flex's right hand with everything, I became a consultant for those shows.
Dope.
It came up like in the credits at the end and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
So it was Spike TV, it was MTV2.
That's when he used to do the show at the car garage.
Car garage.
Yep.
Okay. And they would remodel cars and stuff like that. Yeah. Dope.
Part of the journey.
Part of the journey, no facts.
Yeah, man.
So are there any artists you've been blessed to go on tour with and DJ for?
Yeah. The first was Jim Jones. That was before I was on the radio.
Okay.
Also, Busta Rhymes.
Dope.
You saw Buster not too long ago in Tampa, and I seen him. I've been seeing him like
Every time.
every
man.
time he comes
Yeah.
out that way. That energy.
Yeah. I learned a lot, and it was only a couple shows. I wasn't on long for anybody. I was on with Little Kim also, late. So Cipha used to be on the road with Little Kim, and that's how I got cool with her.
Okay.
And she was the last person actually I went on. No, second. Busta was the last. But 3 very different artists.
Right.
You know, people don't understand how important that DJ is on that tour, man.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I give it up to Green Lantern. Does the Nas
The Nas joint, yeah.
yeah.
Evil genius.
Like
the way he puts it together is just like it's like a mixtape, but
well, you know,
a live
he's
mixtape.
always
you know.
been that creative.
He always
dude.
been creative, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Like-
it's a perfect mix for him.
no disrespect to the Locks. I love the Locks, right? But Dipset wouldn't have lost as bad if they had somebody behind them turntables.
Yeah,
that made sense.
you're right.
Because Technician,
Right.
He ran the show.
He ran the show. Yeah.
it was like
paid the right records.
Technician and D Block beat Dipset.
Right.
You know what I'm
it was
saying?
right,
Like,
yeah.
right.
It was a
was a
team,
4-man crew.
yeah.
And
They had a
I-
cheat code.
I was watching it. I'm just like, damn, man. I'm just like, because I remember when I DJ'd for Jim and how unorganized all the shows were. Because they be like, Trends, play something. I'm like, all right. So then that was my first time ever touring with anybody. So I'm like, man, I was like, psst, I love DJing, so it was easy for me.
Right.
And they were so hot at the time. Right. And I already had my Dipset set for the
Okay,
club. So
okay.
I basically did my Dipset
set.
set
Without Jim's vocal.
on stage. And then he was just like, all right. And it just turned into like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But after I left, I don't know what happened.
Right.
And they just, you know what I'm saying? Like, Busta Rhymes, a whole different animal. Because he was just like, Bobby Trends, I need rehearsal.
And that's the reason why his mic is always on point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Buster's mic's always on point, no matter where he goes. Because he makes sure, he said right now the word, rehearsal.
Rehearsal.
See?
He called me. He was, matter of fact, this is when A-Rap Money was out.
Okay.
I broke that record in this club. Me, Cass One Big Ben, that was 3 the Hard Way Times. We was at Susie Wong's, and I remember I played the hook of A-Rap Money. right? This is when Barack Obama was getting
Elected.
he was what's the word now?
Re-elected?
The campaign was going on.
No. He just
He got bought into the
all our
Inauguration.
inauguration because Busta Rhymes kept saying, in 24 hours we're gonna have a black president. 24 hours we're gonna have a black president. He kept saying it, and then I'm like, dun 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 dun.
Right.
Hey, rap money.
Right.
Doom, doom, doom.
Right.
And so I would go like from every big song and then do A-Rap Money hook
Money.
in the middle,
Right.
like as a transition.
Right.
Okay.
And nobody ever heard the record before. So people were going crazy. So he was just like, I need you on tour. I was like, let's do it. And Scratch a Tour, I know he's been his long time DJ,
Yep,
but
yep.
I'm not sure what was going on. None of my business, but
Right.
at the time there was a
Crossover.
hiatus.
Right. Right.
So he was just, I didn't even ask because Busta Rhymes is the type of person, he's just like, you know, he probably would have told me mind my
Mind
business.
your business.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is business. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I would love to go on tour with you. So
Yeah.
so he was like, we're going to Vegas in 2 days. I'm like, damn. He was like, but we got to rehearse tomorrow. I said, all right, I need my show to be like this.
Right.
So we rehearsed, and he's very like that. His show was like, you have to be on beat to how he moves. So like, it's not that he has to
right.
be moved to
Yeah, to
your music. You gotta play to his movement.
So you're literally DJing because you have to pay attention to what's going
Right,
on
I
with
know.
him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really, and actually both of them, because they both feed
to
from each
Spliff,
other.
yeah,
Right.
Spliff too.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It was amazing, but like I remember I actually messed up on the first show, and it's this thing where he jumps, and when he lands, he's supposed to land on the 1, and he landed on the 2, and he turned around. He was like, he looked at me. I was like, oh shit, he looked at me kind of crazy. Like he looked at me kind of crazy, and we it was a Mountain Dew thing in Las Vegas that we had to do, and I remember going into the green room after. We go into the green room, and his whole team is outside the green room, and he's just inside, and he's telling his security let one in at a time so I could talk to them. Because somebody had lost, I guess like a CD with all these exclusives.
Oh man.
So he was tight.
Yeah.
He had me come in last. And I heard him yelling and screaming. People were coming out like holding their head like that. One dude was crying. It was crazy. So
Because Busta ain't small either.
Nah,
yeah.
Busta, man. I hope it's okay that I'm telling this story. Everybody knows you a hothead sometimes. You got a lot better.
He's passionate. He's passionate.
No, he's very, and that's the whole thing. He's
Yeah.
very passionate. So I walk into the green room, and he's sitting there with his head down. He's like this, and I look at him, and he looks up at me, right? And I was just like, I know what I did, boss. I'm gonna fix it. He was like, hey, you gonna fix it? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, we good now. It's like, cool. I didn't get yelled at. I was like, good, this is fire.
That's because
Did
you
you,
went.
did
You
you walk
went in
out? Would you walk out like this?
like this.
Yeah. Everybody's outside crying and shit. I'm just like,
You know why? Because you admitted you're wrong.
yeah.
And you saw where you was wrong. And
already
you
knew
came,
what it was.
You came
Yeah.
forward like, yo, I know what I got to do. I fucked up. You know what I mean?
I just think, but I also think that all those people worked for him for a while,
Mm.
and they probably just had their like shit.
Right,
And
right.
for me, I was just getting on, and at the same time, we already had a respect for each other.
Right.
So he wasn't looking at me as an employee; he looked at me as a friend that was coming to work.
Right.
So it was kind of like, you know. But Bus, yeah, me and Bus have yelled at each other since then a lot, because we just, you know, because we're good friends.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
a friendship.
Up until recently. like I seen him last week, and he was just like, the last time I saw you, I didn't like your energy. I was like, I know. He was like, I wasn't sure if you was going through something or not, man. I just wanted to tell you I love you. I was like, love you too. So
That's how we argue too. Shit. It
We
is what
argue
it
this
is.
I'm
morning.
sure.
We argue this every day.
But then we laugh.
Then we laugh about it.
And we laugh hard.
Shit.
You know
we
what I'm saying?
we got
That's
Mayor
what
K came in early like Damon Dash. And said, what?
Yeah. One of the team members screamed on us for
We
no
got screened
reason.
out. He's in the next room.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
having a conversation. We have an A and B.
He
He
saw
sees his ass
into the car. Didn't know what we was talking about, but he came in here flipping tables and
but we
shit.
love him. We love him.
But we, like I said, we get good laughs out of it.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
Exactly.
So, what made you fall in love with hip hop?
I fell in love with music.
Okay.
Fell in love with music, and to answer your questions, that's not answering your question.
No, it's going there.
It's going there.
Yeah.
It was just so different than other music, right? And it just like was seeing like the animated. I want to say like I want to use the right word. I guess it was like the rebellious
Okay.
kind of like
Mhm.
you know
Do you remember the first?
say what you want, do
Right.
what you
Do
want.
you remember the first hip hop video you seen, maybe, or
First video.
or artists that might say, "Oh, you know what? What's this?"
I
No.
loved like DOS Effects and like
Okay.
Redman.
Mhm.
And,
Funk Squad.
You know, I was from Newark, so
Mhm.
like
Right.
see
You gotta-
Redman,
You don't like
you
Redman?
know, Naughty by
Yeah,
Nature.
move the fuck out.
Right.
You know, all of those things were
Mhm.
amazing to me.
Right.
And then I started to like go back and like, you know, those videos that was intense.
Right.
You know, I just loved it, man. I'm like, man, it's like telling somebody do what you want.
Right.
Right.
Right? That's what hip hop
That's
is,
what it
right?
is, right.
Do what
Yeah.
you want.
Right.
Yeah. Be
You know?
creative, and that's
Right,
it.
being
Yeah.
creative. And talking about creative, explain to people what exactly trend life is.
Trends Life,
Right. Trends life. Yeah. Trends life.
that's my company.
Right. So
Right.
explain to, let me rephrase it, to people about your trans life and how they become about. So,
Trends Life came about when my first son was born.
okay.
So that's when I was just like, man, I gotta take life serious. You know, because even coming into this game, like some people in the beginning, you know, it was always a hobby first, right? It was something that you loved or didn't love. You tried to figure, like
Mhm.
you tried it out. It was like, you know, my mom, she says it because I was a BMX kid and a skater
Mhm.
and a graffiti artist. So she was just like, the DJ thing, I never thought it was gonna be something because I thought it was just like your skateboard and your BMX bike.
Both
Yeah.
for records,
Yeah.
you know.
Or you painting on the walls.
Right.
You know,
Right.
she was just like, I wasn't sure what, I didn't know it was gonna become this.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's
Yeah, you said skating, DMX,
BMX
right? Then you bought 4 records.
and
In
graffiti.
the record store, you only bought 4 records.
For records,
And
yeah.
then the graffiti.
Yeah. So she that just it became something. It's
Right.
I never thought it was gonna become anything.
Mhm.
It was just, you know, just a hobby, man. And I guess when you love something that much, you know, it becomes something.
So is Trans Life the actual company in the shade of
it's
block
the
below?
company. So when my son was born,
Okay.
I'm sorry, my
Yeah,
ADD
it's
is
all right,
on
it's all right.
fire. So so Trend's life was my son was born. Now I gotta start paying taxes. I gotta go to the gym.
Yep.
I gotta do all types of shit. I want to be serious. I want this to be a business.
Right.
I want it, like I can no longer just do this.
Right.
Because for fun, and I love it. Yeah.
Right. And I was making money. So I'm just like, man, I gotta get to it. And I was just like, what do I call a company? I was like, I have no idea. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, my son was just born. I was like, Trans Life. You know, I'm like,
Okay.
I just needed a name.
Right. Right.
You know, I don't promote Trans Life as a company, but that's definitely
Right. But that's the tier, the top tier.
yeah, Trans Life.
Okay.
Yeah, how do you know about Trans Life?
Come on, man.
We got to do
Y'all
our
gotta
work.
do our
y'all
job,
do
gotta
your
do our work.
research. Holy
You
shit.
know what I'm saying?
We trying to get
Gotta get the
all
stories,
the
trying to get
stories.
everything.
Wow.
Trying to cover
Stuff like that.
everything.
But that's dope though, because you know, like he explained to us, you know, his son was born, stuff like that. You got to change your life. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
it's not a hobby. Yeah, I'm doing the clubs. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing
and
that.
He looked at him as his life.
This is life
Yeah,
right
he was-
now.
he was
I'm
definitely my
gone.
life.
This is you know what I'm saying?
Is his life.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He was Little Trends. Everybody called him Little Trends.
That's what's
all
up.
the time.
Well, it could have been little Bobby.
You're right. Shit. Yeah, man.
So is Hot 97 the only station you've been on? Have you been on other radio stations or?
Yeah, I've played 99 Jams
Okay.
in Miami just as a guest.
Okay.
I was like on an internet radio show called A-List Radio way back. And that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, if I can, unless I'm forgetting something.
Are you still part of that We the Best? What is the We the Best DJs? Is that
Well-
thing still going on with that?
Well, there wasn't.
I don't. Yeah, it's just
So there's a couple. I guess it's
Right.
confusion. I was signed to We the Best, kind of as of an ambassador,
ambassador. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Brand ambassador.
That was before, and then I want to remember who was on with me at the same time, but then he did the headphone deal,
right.
and then
Okay.
he had the We the Best, like DJs
Mm-hmm.
for the headphones, which was a whole nother situation.
Situation.
But he basically said to me, he sat with me, he was like, yeah, man, he was like, he saw that I was building my Shake the Block brand. He was like, I want you to rep We the Best the way you rep Shake the Block. He was like, I want to, like, he had just signed Vado also.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Right.
just like, I looked at him like, maybe he wants me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to help boost him. And I'm like, but what exactly is this?
Right,
he was
right.
like, he just wants you to rep it. He was like, but if you want to produce, if you want an A&R,
Right.
if you want to put out music, you know, all the above,
Right.
you know, you have the opportunity to do it, and I'm here to help.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Have you ever produced anything yet for We the Best?
Not for not for We the Best.
Anybody else?
Yeah. So, I mean, I have things I have no credit for, but I don't know if those things.
You
Are,
ghost producer?
Ghost producer? I mean, yo, Tom, you want your credits, yo. You need that check now. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
well, man, and it's a big check.
Oh. Do we want to talk about this right
Big
now?
check. It's a little touchy, man.
Okay.
But
Well, if you know
My-
who he's talking about, he needs his check.
Yeah.
shout out to my man.
We're going to shake the block.
I believe that would.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. We'll
Leave
leave
We'll
it
shake the
alone.
block.
It is what it is. They know who they are. And
Do
that's
you
all
still have
that
your
matters.
records?
Say again.
Your records, you still got them?
My vinyl.
Yeah, your
a lot
vinyl.
of them disappeared,
Disappear?
destroyed.
Destroy. Okay.
Sandy.
Oh, the hurricane.
Hurricane.
Damn.
I thought then what baby mama was that?
What he thought? Nah, he was like, nah. You know what he thought? He thought he was thinking about Sandy from fucking SpongeBob.
No.
I
Oh,
still
man.
have a lot of the vinyl, but Sandy destroyed a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My
So we started to hear that because
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it was tight
yeah.
in the basement. I had just so I moved. My first house was in Westchester County, New York. I moved my family to New Jersey, and at the end of when the truck gets full and you got to
Yeah, yeah.
it was either I don't know what was going in there or my crates.
Right.
And my ex-wife, my now ex-wife, she was just like, "You could come back and get those. We need that."
Right.
Damn.
And I'm just like, "This doesn't feel good."
Right.
She was like, "You could put those in your truck."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was like, "Damn." And we still own that other house, so I'm like, "Man, it's safe over there for a second." When you move to a house, you gotta like
Yeah.
do all types
Organized,
of shit.
yeah,
So, like,
unpacking all that.
so
yeah.
I had my records safe there, and I wasn't playing them anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had my Serato, so I was just like, damn, like I gotta go over there eventually. I'm like, I guess when we sell the house, now it's just storage.
Right.
Sandy came and just, and
just
I
crazy.
remember going down there and just seeing everything on the ground.
And you can, and that's one thing you can't really get back.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you could get. I mean,
Some of it. No.
some of it, but not even some of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
how do you put a value to that? You know what I'm saying
Yeah.
for insurance? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know. There's people that's definitely like, I'm not gonna. Well, Swiss Beats.
Mm-hmm.
Swiss Beats.
he a long time ago lost his stuff as well.
He bought.
He bought a lot of people's collection.
He
right?
bought. I know he gave 20 grand to a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
for his collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, DJ Riz called
Riz.
me. I want to say like a year ago. Loose, and I'm like, "What's Riz calling me?" Father Riz, what's up? He's like, "Hey man, I just want to know if you want to sell your collection."
Mm-hmm.
There's people out here selling collections. I was like, "Nah." I'm like, for what I had left.
Right.
But
Yeah, we ain't selling shit.
Yeah, I ain't
know
selling my
selling
shit. I want to be buried with my shit
We always say the records came before the whites.
before the wife. Come,
I know.
you know what I mean?
We
So-
still buy it. I
You
mean,
guys think it's gonna come back?
it is coming. I mean, you do see it now, like in Walmart, Target.
I mean,
there's a lot of-
like DJing.
No, I
I
can't.
think it's gonna be a niche thing.
Yeah, it'll be a niche
Maybe
thing. Yeah.
like a one-off. You know, you got maybe 2 bags and a couple DJs.
I see
Right.
people like sometimes I seen
Yeah,
it
there's-
in the like Lower East Side they do like 45
But it's
parties.
a part. It's a spot. The 45 part.
There's
There's a spot in Miami.
Tampa,
In Miami,
Tampa too.
but Tampa too. But Miami also does. You can only play vinyl.
You can only play vinyl. You're not coming in
It's
there
a,
with no
VI, it's,
laptop.
a, it's a special lounge that if you're not a member, you can't even get in.
I had this talk with Flex one time.
And the whole thing background is all records in the back.
He definitely said he thinks that they're gonna want to pay a DJ to play vinyl.
Yeah, it's the nostalgia of it.
Right.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
he also, I remember, he predicted a couple of things. He predicted the companies falling and all that
Falling apart,
stuff
yeah.
because it happened. He told me in 7 years, and it happened in 7 years. And he also said, eventually, Las Vegas is going to, instead of having Barbara Streisand, they're gonna have
Diplo.
Beyonce.
Right.
or somebody. And
Right.
and look, that they have
Usher.
Khaled all the time.
They
They,
got
have,
Usher, yeah.
they have Fab. They got
Yeah, yeah.
French. They got
Right.
Usher. You know what I'm saying? So like it's
It's changing.
how
Yeah.
how the game.
Yeah.
is
I think
changed.
that you might have one night which is vinyl in certain areas.
Right.
Yeah, I know the one in Tampa a couple weeks ago. Rich Medina was there playing vinyl.
Fire.
You know what I mean?
Fire.
And that was
I'll be honest. I haven't even I'm so scared to look to see what I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even want to look. Like I know like if I go through my collection, I'm just like, damn man. Like there's a lot of great stuff here. I wonder what's gone.
Is your hard drive backed up?
My hard drive?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I need to back it up.
Do you
Time machine?
time machine it?
Nah, I don't time
Oh
machine.
my God.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking for.
You better, when you leave this interview.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, 2 Christmases ago, my book bag fell out of my truck.
Oh shit.
It was Christmas Eve. I did a private event during the day for this dealership. A friend of mine was like 4 dealerships, this holiday party or whatever. And I had to run home to have Christmas Eve with the family and then go do a gig. I'm just like, where the fuck is my bag at? And my boy that was driving, he was like, I was like, where's the bag? And he was just like, oh, I put it in the back. I was like, I never put it in the back. I always put it in the. I was like, shit. The gate had opened in the Tahoe, and so the shit fell out, man. So shout to Triple Threat. We're in his studio right now. He actually gave me his Serato collection.
Okay.
You know, he gave me the whole library.
Right.
So, but I know I
Still
lost.
missing stuff.
Still missing stuff, man. There's dubs in there. There's like I had audio from like my mixtapes, like all the mixtapes that I've done. I had like the live audio, like the bloopers.
Right,
you know,
right,
like
right.
I have 50 Cent in the background talking shit.
Right.
Like, you know, like it was just.
Did you ever went back that same night to see the bag was there or it was gone?
It's gone, man. It's gone. It was. I remember when he pulled over to close the gate, because the gate just opened a little bit.
Right.
It wasn't like flew up, but I was like, damn, man, like that shit just. There was my computer was in there, my headphones. I had an envelope from the club last night was in there with a couple $1,000. And I had my external hard drive in there.
That was a bad Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
Fucking Santa.
Like fucking Grinch. The
It was
Grinch showed up
bad.
on that night.
That shit was crazy, man.
Man, that's fucked up, man. Sorry to hear that, man. That breaks my heart. When Serato first started, I didn't have no. Well, I started on. To be honest, when Serato started, I bought a PC. I didn't have a Mac.
Me too. Yep.
Because I was still testing the waters. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, man. I DJ with a turntable of vinyl, and another one was a Serato vinyl.
You was still on the edge, like this shit gonna crash.
I had a
shit.
crate and I had my book bag. I was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
just in case. That shit was scary.
Right. So and the same thing happened to me. When I moved over to Mac, my Mac crashed.
Shit.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't time machine. I still had my external, but I had to rebuild all my playlists again.
I remember like Macs were weird to us because everything was like opposite.
Right, up and
Yeah,
down.
up and down, right.
Yeah, and then now I'm a Mac.
Now I
freak.
can't even use a window.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That shit
I
is
still
weird.
use both. But
I tried to use the regular. I don't even know what to call it anymore. The other one.
PC.
Not PC.
PC, yeah.
I tried because I wanted to learn how to use Fruity Loops to produce.
okay.
I'm just like, oh, everybody says do it this way.
Right.
Before they turned it now you could do it for the Mac.
Mac.
I was like, man, it shit sucks, man. I was like, I don't want to use this shit. But
Yeah.
So having a bunch of not saying a bunch, but having a lot of new DJs underneath Shake the Block umbrella. What is one thing you see a lot of mistake new DJs are doing now?
Up and coming DJ.
Upcoming DJs doing?
up and coming mistakes. Damn. I don't know, man. Like I
Because you have your ear too when you go to a nightclub. You're like,
what you
to the
mean, like
street.
mistakes, like
so like we asked this to several DJs and people say, be your own DJ, be creative. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
Stuff
yeah,
like that.
for sure.
Or they being cheap, they getting paid,
They're selling themselves
selling
short.
themselves short, stuff like that.
Here's the thing, man. I feel like if you need to get in, if you try to get in and you want to short, like I think that's okay, right? In the beginning, but don't
Continue.
do a situation where like just because you want to get in, like you're already at this number, don't take the short to like do some bullshit, like you know what I'm saying, like don't like stick to your guns, you know what I'm saying, like don't let people decide how much you're worth, you know what I'm saying, like you stick to your number, or haggle, like figure it out if it's worth it, you know what I'm saying, like now, like yeah, if like Jay-Z, Diddy, 50 Cent, somebody call you and say, come and do the party for free. Yeah, go do it for free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, don't take a short to work in the worst place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that that it makes sense.
Right.
And then you have to grow from it because it can't fuck up everybody else's shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just
It
gotta really like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And then, a lot of promoters, they all talk to each other. Oh, I got this dude. I got DJ. We got a fake DJ on the podcast, DJ Pee Wee.
That's our DJ.
That's our
fake
DJ, fake DJ.
That's what we use for reference.
Pee Wee.
For reference,
For references. We want to talk about stories because we don't want to say real DJ.
Yeah,
So,
right,
so I'm gonna give you an example. I had a Pee Wee.
Okay.
So Club Envy.
All right.
I was there. That was my first major residency in New York City. I was there for 3 years every Sunday. I played from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. every Sunday for $300, right?
By yourself.
By myself. Frank Jigger was on the mic.
Mhm.
I was still kind of timid on the microphone actually, but getting there. And after that third year, the promoter removed me for DJ Pee Wee, who was actually a legendary guy, but was kind of struggling at the time. And he took $300 to DJ every Sunday, and that's why they really they were like, man, we could get the legend for $300. Fuck Bobby Trends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, Pee Wee, why you do that to me, man?
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
was
Right.
yeah, that shit hurt.
And then that same promoter to
and it
the
was
next
even-
guy.
And I couldn't believe it because I'm like, yo, this guy's like a big, he was a known New York City mixtape legend. Like, I'm just like, damn.
So I'm gonna do my homework.
It was crazy.
You know, I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna send you a text.
But we're cool now.
No, that's cool, but
We're cool now.
I'm still gonna do my homework though.
But it was tough on me early in the game because I'm
Right.
like, I'm trying to make it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm like, you already made. Like,
Right.
Legend,
Crazy.
right.
Shit was crazy. You can do your research. Damn, I was scared of y'all
Fuck yeah.
research. Y'all research is deep.
Hey,
Y'all research is deep.
we might just have to make one phone call and we can find out too.
You're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Right. And I'll be honest with you, not so I could protect what's going on in here.
Right,
That's what the promoter said.
right.
At
Okay.
least. So who
Right.
knows if the
Right.
promoter,
Who knows
promoter
what
might be
the-
lying and be like,
Right.
Might be
You know
a
what I'm saying?
miscommunication. There,
Right,
you
of
know what I mean?
course.
So.